13 days ago, I made a video talking about Frasier, Cheers' second spinoff, and I mentioned in that video that they had another spinoff before Frasier called the Tortellis. Well, obviously that's what this video is about. We're talking about the Tortellis. This is the forgotten spinoff of Cheers. Let me clarify that real quick before y'all say, oh, how come I never heard of this? I thought Frasier was the first spinoff. No, Frasier was never the first spinoff of Cheers. It was always the Tortellis. But the Tortellis has just been forgotten. So, what exactly is the Tortellis? Well, I'm going to explain that in today's video. The Tortellis is an American sitcom television series and the first spinoff of Cheers that stars Dan Hedaya and Gene Kasim. It aired on NBC from January 22nd to May 12th of 1987, so it didn't really last that long, obviously. You see, Dan and Gene had appeared on Cheers on several occasions as Nick and Loretta Tortelli, who were, respectively, Carla Tortelli's loutish ex-husband and his cheerful, bubble-headed new trophy wife. The series co-stars Timothy Williams as Anthony Tortelli, Nick and Carla's teenage son, and Mandy Ingberg as Annie Tortelli, Anthony's young bride, reprising their roles from Cheers. At the beginning of the series, Loretta leaves Nick and moves to Las Vegas to live with her sensible, divorced sister Charlotte, played by Carlene Watkins, and Charlotte's young son Mark, Aaron Moffat. The series follows Nick as he moves to Las Vegas to try to reconcile with Loretta, vowing to change his sleazy, conniving Oh, conniving. I'm stupid. That's what I was saying. He wants to change his ways, you know? He wants to be a good guy for Loretta. I have never watched Cheers, so I don't know how Nick and Loretta are, and I don't really give a shit. Anyways, they do tentatively get back together, and Nick sets up a TV repair business and tries to reform, not always successfully. Annie and Anthony follow Nick to Las Vegas, and all 6 characters live in the same house. Oh my god. After the series was canceled, all 4 Tortelli characters returned to Cheers, where it was revealed that Nick's TV repair business in Las Vegas went under, but also that Nick and Loretta were still together, albeit somewhat shakily, and were still living in Las Vegas. The characters of Charlotte and Mark Cooper were never seen or even referred to on any episode of Cheers, either before or after the Tortellis' run.
Hard to be a nice guy when your reputation's bad. Your reputation.
Before I fully dive into the, why the show was canceled, fully dive into that, because Wikipedia didn't really give me a really good explanation, so I found 2 articles from Screen Rant explaining to me why the show got canceled. It's important to know about the reception of the show, and, well, it drew some sharp criticism for its stereotypical depiction of Italian Americans. Television writer Bill Kelly wrote, "The Italian American Anti-Defamation League should be about as enchanted with Nick Tortelli as it was with The Untouchables," which was a movie from 1987 that had Kevin Costner, Charles Martin Smith, Andy Garcia, and Robert De Niro, and Sean Connery. Yeah. And also, so besides the reception, the series drew low ratings, which ranked only 50th out of the 79 series, with an average rating/share of a 13.30 out of 20. As a result, NBC canceled the show after 13 episodes, and then Frasier came, and Frasier did better. First article I have for why the Tortellis got canceled and failed is kind of short when they explain it, so I'm going to still read it regardless, but the other one has more concise details about why that failed while Frasier did well, so just bear with me. The Tortellis was conceptually flawed from the beginning because while Nick and Loretta were funny in small, recurring doses, an entire series based around them was bound to stretch their appeal a little thin. Nick Tortelli is making an earnest effort to be less of a slimeball on the spinoff, but he's still not terribly likable at his core. The Tortellis also liked the cast chemistry of Cheers, and the sitcom drew protest of its stereotypical portrayal of Italian Americans. The show may have improved had it survived past its first season and the writers refined what worked, with even great shows like Parks and Recreation suffering from a bad first season, but the show still received terrible ratings and was quickly canceled in 1987. Nick and Loretta later returned for Cheers guest appearances, but over time, the spin-off sank in obscurity. The Tortellis may have been Cheers' first spin-off, but there's a good reason audiences only seem to remember Frasier now. Let's keep going. So, Nick Tortelli's dysfunctional family didn't enamor themselves to audiences like Frasier's family did, and the show performed poorly in the ratings. The South Florida Sun-Sentinel even criticized the Tortellis for its damaging cultural stereotypes, implying the Italian-American Defamation League would have some strong words about the spinoff. Where Frasier continued the story of one of Cheers' bar's beloved patrons, the Tortellis focused on the character who was a permanent thorn in the side of Carla. Frasier Crane did have many flaws, but there was a vulnerability and insecurity there that endeared him to viewers. The clash of characters between the highbrow Frasier and Niles and their lowbrow cop father Martin had a greater comic potential than Nick Tortelli's dysfunctional family of Italian-American stereotypes. Ultimately, the reason why Frasier succeeded is that it filled the gap left when Frasier's ended in a finale that was estimated by NBC to have been watched by 40% of the United States. The Tortellis premiered while Cheers was at the height of its powers, and an audience that were still enjoying weekly installments of Sam, Ted Danson, and his colorful cast of staff and patrons weren't likely to stick around for an inferior sitcom led by a minor recurring character. Is this my final video about Cheers and Frasier? No. No, it's not. Because apparently Cheers is getting a remake or a reboot or whatever. And I also learned that John Lithgow, the guy who was the Trinity Killer in Dexter, and also... oh! That was a spoiler, I'm sorry, shit. John Lithgow was in that show, Third Rock of the Sun. It's a show that my friend Bob is currently watching. It's got French Stewart in it, if anyone's interested. But apparently he was gonna play Frasier or something. I don't really know. I think he was gonna be Frasier, instead of Kelsey Grammer. So there's that to talk about. I don't want Cheers to get remade. Please don't let Cheers get remade. The Frasier reboot sucks so much, man. But anywho, I'm on a roll with the amount of videos I've been making lately. Hopefully the next video after this is gonna be Free Willy. I know what you're saying already. Amy, you're making a video about a fucking orca. Listen! There's a cartoon. And Bindi Irwin was in the direct-to-video reboot movie, the fourth movie in the Free Willy franchise. But it's still like not even like connected to the franchise. It's like a direct-to-video reboot. It's a reboot, but it's also direct-to-video. I need to talk about that. I think Free Willy, though, is a really good franchise, mainly because I guess they had good scriptwriters, because all three movies are connected. It doesn't, like, change to a different kid in the second or third movie. It's still the same character from the first movie. The only one that does a different kid, obviously, is the fourth one. That was not even connected to the other ones. You know what I mean? But like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. After the Free Willy video, there's going to be a video about me reacting to Hysteria. It's an upcoming Peacock show with Bruce Campbell in it. He's so fine. I'm sorry.
Good must drive you absolutely mad. Trying hard to change the mess your life is in. Working extra hard to be a model citizen. But we know you can make it with some warm and tender love. You might even get some help from someone up above. They say that nice guys come in last. We don't believe it's true, 'cause Mr. Nice Guy, we